Hey guys, I hope you're having a good week. I'm Emilie Maynor, and today I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit about the spring season. So I live in the South, and it is spring all around us. So whether you've still got a little bit of snow on the ground or whether the temperatures are starting to warm up, spring is happening. We've just had the spring equinox, Easter just passed, and so we're in it. It's on its way. And so I wanted to share with you guys just a little bit of information about what spring energy actually is, what it feels like, and how you can maybe make some adjustments to your day or to your life to help yourself balance and become attuned with the season. If you've been following me for a while, then you know that I truly believe that we are fully connected to the elements, that we are all energetic beings, that we have that we all have the capacity to feel a sense of vitality. And one of the ways we do that is acknowledging that our body changes just like the seasons do, that we have internal seasons just like we have external seasons. And so by acknowledging the seasonal change and taking in some of this information to balance ourselves, we end up feeling, I guess more congruent would be a nice way to put it. We end up feeling more connected and balanced in our energy, which is something we all want, right? So before we do a dive into that, let's just take a deep breath together. As always, bring your hands somewhere that you feel like needs a little bit of attention, maybe the chest, the shoulders, or the belly even, and just take a deep breath in. Release it out, long exhale. Breathe it in and out. Good. All right. So spring energy to me is one of the most accessible feelings for us to kind of connect with or tap into. Spring is something that I think most people get that spring fever, we spring clean, energy starts to rise and you can feel it. We're coming out of winter, which is a heaviness, there's a darkness. We're moving into spring where we're seeing the days getting a little bit longer, we've got more sunlight, and in our body we start to respond to that. Maybe we make plans in the evening after work, whereas all through winter we were on the couch curled up with a big cozy blanket. We're starting to be a little bit more outward moving. Which is all a really strong part of the spring energy. The other thing that we're noticing is this need for space, to observe your space, to take up space, to think about space. That's where we get the kind of decluttering bug or the spring cleaning. People start cleansing their closets and they want to reorganize cabinets. All of that is part of spring. So thinking about space and letting yourself take up more space. Winter has a very contractive energy, meaning that we tend to just go inward. We hibernate, we're more introverted, we tend to be a little bit more homebody-ish. Spring is starting to kind of flip the switch. So summer would be the exact opposite of that winter energy. Spring is our transition period. So it's really important for us to acknowledge what it is that we're feeling right now. So we're beginning to expand a little bit, to come out of our little hibernation and want to take up space, want to think about what's around us, and think about the direction that we want to go. Spring energy is associated with our purpose. And so there's a big kind of feeling of our vision, of our planning. We're thinking about what we want to do for the summer. We're thinking about, we've come off of that New Year's resolution and we're now here in this spring season where it's like, okay, let's really bring some of these things to fruition. So this is a great time of year to make a vision board, to plan out, to think about your own initiative, your own sense of direction. Where do you want to go, whether it's for the next 3 months or for the next 3 years? This is a great time to think about that and begin to plant seeds. So just like we're seeing in nature, this is a great time to actually plant physical seeds, and you'll see things beginning to bloom and blossom. This is a great time to plant emotional seeds, to plant ideas and start to cultivate an awareness of what you want, what kind of growth you want. And then as far as food goes, we are naturally beginning to crave lighter foods. So you'll notice maybe you want, I've seen several people post lately, yay, it's smoothie season. Well, if you know me, you know it's always smoothie season. But we're beginning to crave a temperature change. So we're transitioning from warm, hearty soups, maybe even more meat-heavy meals if you eat meat, to lighter foods, maybe craving smoothies or salads or even chilled soups can be good. So this is a great time for raw foods in general, because your body is wanting to ramp up digestive energy a little bit and actually begin to detoxify. And I don't mean doing like an extreme juice cleanse. You can certainly do that if that's your thing. But what I mean is that your body is naturally beginning to kind of turn this corner coming off of the winter reserves and start to say, okay, let's ramp things up. Let's eat a little bit lighter. Let's start to kind of slough off some of the weight, and I mean physical weight and emotional weight. And so it begins to crave foods that support that. So leafy greens, dandelion greens are great and super nourishing for the spring season. So those are just a couple of the things that you may be feeling or experiencing. In order to fully embrace the season, I would highly recommend letting yourself tackle a declutter project, whether that's a little tiny drawer or whether that's your full closet or maybe a whole room makeover. Let yourself think about space, think about how you want to live. I would also recommend, really honing in on your personal vision. What does it mean for you to think about your own direction and your own initiative? Again, a vision board is a great activity. And then with foods, just lightening up a little bit and beginning to notice how your cravings are changing, because they certainly are. And sometimes without even changing your diet, if you just begin to pay attention to those cravings, it'll organically create this change and this shift in your body. So that's where we are with spring energy right now. I hope you found that helpful. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So please feel free to comment below or to reach out in a message. Bye guys.